What movie do you absolutely love, yet acknowledge is not a super well-made movie? Hackers. Hot garbage, but God do I love it. Hack the Planet. I still have real affection for Mortal Kombat, 1995. Even though I admit half of the movie looks like deleted scenes from Xena Warrior Princess. Arnold Schwarzenegger's 1987 masterpiece Running Man. There's no finer example of late 80s dystopian cinema. No better example of Schwarzenegger making a film work when it had no business working. No film closer to the pure joy of the early 90s show American Gladiators. You can actually see the stunt props in the final film. It was as if Running Man was entirely shot and edited by a coke-addled Paul Michael Glaser thinking he was still playing Starsky. My fellow Redditors, if you have not immersed yourself in the moving picture intellectual orgasm of Running Man, you have not truly lived. Waterworld. I know, there are huge plot holes and some major plot lines just don't make any sense at all. But it's still an entertaining movie and the parts that make any sense are very well done. Plus Costner. Twister because it's dumb, fun, and Dodge Ram. Demolition Man. For whatever reason, one of my local TV stations used to air this movie every Easter Sunday, so whenever I see it I remember family get-togethers at my Nana's house. Plus, watching Wesley Snipes say, "Cold as Häagen-Dazs," always makes me laugh. Oh man, do I love Congo. It's really not good. The script is hilariously terrible. There are a lot of great actors in it who seem to know what kind of movie they're in, and a few not-so-great actors who don't. We used to watch this with Anaconda for a When Animals Attack drunk double feature in college. Roadhouse is objectively a ridiculous movie but I love it. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. The plot was so full of holes that it just stopped making sense. Once you leave that behind it's extremely entertaining and so awesomely bad. How Rose Lindsay overlooked all of the illegal shit happening I'll never know. Evolution, 2001. It's an impressive mix of contrived, slightly problematic, and ridiculous but somehow it just works for me. I think it's mainly because I think Orlando Jones is amazing in anything he's in. Sky High. The Underworld movies. All of them. Pure, perfect early 2000s leather-covered trash. George of the Jungle. It's an iconic movie of my childhood but seems to have just fallen through the cracks for so many. It was stupid, silly and even for what it was just a rather weak movie, not an outright bad movie but not iconic as I view it. Then Brandon Fraser added his charm to it. Very few could have had such a transformative effect on a movie in my opinion. Edit. Thanks for the awards. Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. 13 Ghosts. What an awesome concept, with actual lore. Overboard, with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Edit. You've no idea how happy it makes me to see this comment taking off. Thank you all. We are not alone. Edit. Epstein didn't kill himself. Limitless is far from a perfect movie. But I love the concept so much that I've watched it several times. Jumper. In which Hayden Christensen and Sam Jackson evolve past their Star Wars roles by starring in a movie where Sam Jackson is part of a religious order attempting to limit the unnatural powers of Hayden Christensen. Van Helsing. Anaconda. Jon Voight's wink at the end? Classic edit. Loved the sequel too. Doesn't matter there aren't any anacondas in Borneo. Facts don't matter in these movies. Without a Paddle. It's like a comedic Stand By Me. 13th Warrior. It's one of my absolute favorite movies of all time and has a special place in my heart, but it feels like it's not especially well made. Starship Troopers. The effects are gorgeous even now, but the acting is real bad, even by good actors. Still love the movie. Actually turns out the bad acting was done on purpose, so maybe not the best example. I knew it was satire but thought the acting and that were a separate thing. Dude, Where's My Car? Now and Then. I know it's an oversimplified gender-swapped Stand By Me and the casting choices for the adult version of the characters were a bit questionable, but goddamn I love that movie. It came out when I was close in age to the kids at a time when adventure movies featuring girls weren't super common. And the young actors, and brief appearance of Brendan Fraser, were so good. I'm surprised the Chronicles of Riddick isn't on here yet. One of my guilty pleasures. ETA. While I'm so happy there's a ton of Chronicles fans, its ratings are by far the lowest of the trilogy. I stand by it has issues, and that I just don't care and will watch it almost any time I run across it, and I can rarely watch anything more than a couple of times. Good Burger. Super Mario Bros., it's like someone let Ridley Scott loose inside Nintendo HQ. In Time. Cool idea. OK movie. All the Resident Evils. I adore them. Even the overacting of Jill Valentine. Joe Dirt. The Replacements. Pain heals, chicks dig scars, glory lasts forever. Anastasia, totally cheesy animation with weird 3D sometimes and the villain is really weird. That being said, the romance between Dimitri and her can't be beat. Hot Rod. The core. Let me make a correction, it actually is a well-made movie, but the core concept, no pun intended, is absurd. The science is hilariously bad in this movie. But it takes itself just seriously enough for the premise to work. Not to mention it's got a killer cast.